I'd say for this album, Unrepentant Geraldines, I didn't realize I was making an album. When the songs were coming, they were just songs that were my own little way of understanding what was going on. I had all these other projects on the go and all these collaborations that were occurring at the time. But when you have all these collaborations happening, sometimes you need to figure out what in the world's happening, because there's a lot of people, hundreds of people I was working with. The National's like an army. So these songs came over the last few years while I was doing all these other projects.
What was the oldest song?
Pardon?
The oldest song on this album?
Oh, what's the oldest song?
Yeah?
Probably Oysters. There's a song called Oysters on the record that took a few years to find itself.
Do you still recall when you first started with the song?
Yeah, I can remember. I was in Ireland when she first started showing herself to me. And then it's almost as if I needed to travel the globe with her before the rest of the song started to come together.
Starting to open up.
Yes, that's correct. Open up.
Well, the album is called Unrepentant Geraldines. It's also a song on the album. Why did you name the album after this song? Is it a more important song, or?
No. It just seemed like a good thing at 50 to be unrepentant.
Why?
It seemed like it was the right time. It's the right time, I think. You stand by what you believe in, knowing that your perception can expand, and something I might think this week, I might get more clarity in a couple weeks' time, or see it from a different angle. But essentially, you have a certain way of looking at things and a certain creative process.
And when did you write this song?
I saw this painting on the wall in the Irish house, and I didn't know. My friend Vincent showed it to me, and it reminded me of the Repentant Magdalene pictures, with Magdalene looking up at the Virgin Mary, and Geraldine was looking up at the Virgin Mary, and all I could think about this Irish lass was that she was up to something, and that for so long women have had to be apologetic for what they've been up to, or what they've even been thinking. I had a grandmother who would come in the room with her Bible, and she would say to me, "You're thinking sinful thoughts." And I said, "I don't even know what I'm thinking about. Get out of my head."
How did she know? The way you looked, what you did?
Oh, she projected that every woman. That's, I guess, my point really, is that there was. Isn't it fascinating how what men were thinking about wasn't analyzed as much? They didn't have to apologize. It was just considered part of being a guy that you'd be thinking all kinds of things. But for women, it's been a history of apologizing for what you've been thinking about, and so I thought this is the right time. It's a different time now, where you don't have to apologize for what you believe in.
That's good. The song Wild Way, who is it about?
Well, it's whoever you want it to be about. The songs, the songs have to mean whatever they mean to the listener.
Because it's just strong lines, I hate you, and I was thinking, well, maybe you wrote it about someone, but you don't want to share it.
Well, look, I think it's, when I finished recording it, I was recording it in the studio, and I work with Mark. And I work with Mark and Marcel, but Mark happened to be in the control room at the time. And I came in and he said to me, I think that's a take. And he had tears in his eyes, and he said, I hate you too. So he knows he's a muse. I mean, that's no secret. And I guess if you're involved with a songwriter, or you know one, you've got to reckon that you're going to end up in songs. The details I usually don't talk about because it doesn't matter.
That's true. Last question. The single, why did you pick this song, this song as the first single, Troubles Lament?
I guess Troubles Lament had a certain kind of storytelling quality that I thought was a good way in. It's a window, it's a doorway onto this southern porch, but Gothic southern storytelling. I've always been drawn to that type of narrative where you're running from some kind of power, some kind of authority. And in this song, he's called Satan.
What is it? Do you still run from? Do you run still? Or because you know, well, you said you turned 50.
The reality is, I don't know if I'm running from Satan. I think I have the kettle boiling, but I'm prepared for him to walk in the room at any time.
Good. Last question. The album has been a success already. Is it special for you, commercial success?
When you have commercial success, it's always lovely. You don't set out to do it. I don't think it ever works that way. You make your art. It doesn't work for me that way anyway. I always have the same dedication for each project. And sometimes it captures the imagination of the public at the time. And when that happens, you dance with that, you know. And it's great, but you also have to stand by your work all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.